Hello YouTube, this is Billy. Today I'm working on a 2002 Lexus ES300. This vehicle was in a wreck, and I've replaced a lot of the front end of it. During the wreck, the seat belts locked up, and thankfully I was able to find some replacements online. And I'll be honest with you, when I pulled them out of the box and went to play with them, I was afraid that they were locked up as well. I talked to a repair shop, and the girl I was on the phone with let me know that they have to be in a perfect angle, and like just when they're installed in the vehicle, they're at a certain degree and angle. And she was right. So for anybody that's wondering if their new seat belts are not functioning properly, they do have to be installed in the vehicle to make heads or tails whether they're functioning properly or not. When they're out of the vehicle, just the slightest turn of degree and they will act as if they're locked up. But when they're installed in the vehicle, they will. So I was very thankful for that girl that walked me through that, because I thought I purchased some that were also messed up. In any event, today I'm replacing the seat belt. The only tools I've used for this procedure is a 10 millimeter, a 14 millimeter, a ratchet wrench, and a Phillips screwdriver. The first thing I'm going to do is this piece of plastic right here. I'm just going to pop this up and out. It's pretty simple. You just get anywhere you can get up underneath it, you just work your fingers behind there, and like right here, I'm just kind of popping it right here and getting my finger back there, and then just getting it to start coming out. And once you get it started going, it doesn't take much, and it just pops out. It's got these little plastic things that pop into place down there in them holes. So once you've got that out of your way, you can just set it to the side. And this piece of plastic right here, basically the same way. I am just there's this stripping that goes up around the door. I'm actually going to pull this stripping away from the door, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the corner with it a little bit like that. And to get it out of my way, I'm just going to set it on top of the vehicle like that. And I've got the gooey stuff that's in there, I've got that facing the sky. That way it doesn't get on stuff that we don't want that nasty stuff getting on. So this piece of plastic right here, yeah, you just it just pops in, okay, and it just pops in and pops out. It's got those same type of little clips. You see that little clip? It just popped right out. And same thing at the top. You just kind of help it pop out there. And same thing with the back side. I'm going to go ahead and get that popped off and moved out of the way. Okay, I had to set the camera down for a second there. I came to the rear door, and that front side was popped loose, and I came to back here and got my hand under it here and began popping this back side loose. And now I've got that piece just sitting over here out of the way for now. And to replace that seat belt, we got to get this little section here comes loose too. It has two Phillips screws, one there and one there. And on the top, at the very top, there's two little hooks, and it just kind of fits together, other than those two little loop hooks that are at the very top. So I'll get these two screws pulled out, and then this piece right here, I'll just kind of wiggle and pull it away. And okay, I just adjusted the front seat so that it's in the all the way forward position. I've That way it kind of opens up more room for me here. And now with my little Phillips screwdriver, I'm gonna get these 2 screws out real quick. Okay, I've got the 2 screws out, and this back piece of stripping similar to the front. I just need to get this top half pulled out a little bit. Kind of helps relieve some tension on this piece that we're, oh, look at there, it's wiggling. See, those 2 screws are doing the most of it as far as holding it in place. Now on the top, all I'm going to do is just kind of wiggle and pull and wiggle and pull. And there's 2 little, I'll show you, let me get this thing, I got to set the camera down, but I'm going to get this to where I can show you what this top piece looks like here in just a second. Okay, the very top there, you see that kind of blue piece of plastic? It just pops in that little hole, okay? So you just kind of pull out with it and get that to pop out. And now you'll notice, it might be hard to see in the video, but let me just get this loose and you can see it better. See those 2 little metal hooks there? And these 2 little metal loops? So it just kind of hangs on there like that. That's what I was wanting to show you guys on that. And see, now we can just bring this down and let it rest in the floor there. Next, I'm going to, this piece right here, you can rotate it around. And when you rotate it around, it's really easy to pop this little cover off. This little cover, it just pops, this little cover just pops in and out to cover the bolt there. And this bolt is a 14. To remove the lower piece of the seat belt, this is a 14. And right behind here, this one is a 10. And on this upper assembly, this one bolt right here, that is a 14. So when I pull this bolt and these bottom 2 here, that one and that one, then and get this loop off of that bolt, then this entire seatbelt assembly will come out. Now, what you want to do is take notice of how this is all in there so that when you're coming in with the new one, you're putting it exactly the same way. So this little tag is on this side. So whenever I put the replacement seatbelt through this piece, I will be sure that this tag is on the correct side and going straight to the anchor point. And obviously I'll make sure I don't have any weird twist in the belt as I'm putting the upper and lower piece back in. Okay, I've got my 14mm on my ratchet wrench, and I'm going to break loose this bolt here and get this bolt set aside. Again, paying attention to how this is installed. Okay, I just got this bolt pulled out, and now this little tail of the seatbelt, I will just pull it through here, and this can just sit there out of the way for a few moments. And now I will go ahead and get this bottom one here broke loose and set aside. So using the same 14mm ratchet wrench, I am breaking loose this lower bolt here. For this upper bolt right here that's smaller, it is a 10mm. So I will get my ratchet wrench on this one and get that little bolt out of there and set it aside with these other ones. And this top bolt is also a 14mm. I'll get the ratchet wrench on this top bolt and get this one out. Okay, I just got that top bolt out, and just in case it's any different than the lower one, I'm putting it in a different place over here in the seat. That way I know I get the correct bolt in the top and the correct bolt in the bottom. There may or may not be a difference, but just in case. Now, when you pull this top bolt out, this little piece of the deal here, it just kind of falls forward, okay? And it'll do like that. It's got this little ear on this lower piece, so you just turn it. You just turn it and wiggle it out, because when it's in there, it goes in there like that, and then it's turned like that. So to get it out, you just twist it and pull it out like that, because it's got that little tongue that's holding the bottom in. And now that we've got everything unbolted, Now, these little wires that plug in, you just get those unplugged and then pull these out. There you go. And that's how you remove the seat belt. And then to get the new one in is just basically everything in reverse order. Okay, got my new replacement seat belt through this piece with the tag facing the correct way. And I just got the bolt down in there and got that good and tight. That was the first thing. Okay, once you've got that lower anchor in there like that, you're going to want to play with how everything is sitting so that everything is in good flowing function type manner, because you don't want to twist in there or something, you know. So confirm that you get a good look at it, use your imagination and see how, when this is going to be up high, how that is, and how the belt is going through and no twist, and coming down to the assembly there with no twist. So now just be careful how I set this down and how I pick this piece up to get it installed in. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to grab this and get this installed in over there. So I just carefully, after making sure I didn't have any twists in the belt, I just carefully brought the assembly over here and put it in. It's got those two little ears on the bottom. It's got an ear right there and an ear right there that poke through those two holes to help you line it up properly. I've put the big bolt in and the smaller bolt in. And right now it's just hand tied. I haven't put the wrench on it and tightened it up yet. And now, see, when the belt's in this position, you should be able to function the belt. So it's pretty bizarre how they make these things to where they're so intricate that if it's slightly off, it will not release. So in any event, and these two wires, you just get those two wires plugged back in. And now for this, bringing this top piece up to the top and getting this little ear inserted back into there, I'm gonna have to do this with two hands. So after getting that little ear inserted into the hole and getting the rest of the bracket into place and getting the bolt in there, and now we're ready to bring this piece here on up back where it goes. So I'll just carefully get the seatbelt latch still here through that hole, and then raise this piece back up to those little hooks. Okay, once you've got it raised up to the little hooks, to where it's resting on the little hooks, then you just kind of guide with, just kind of watch and guide the little blue keeper plastic thing into the little hole. And that's where it's at right now. And now I'm just ready to kind of give it a push. I don't know if you heard that, but it just snapped into place. And you see right here, see that little white thing right there? That's why you pull the stripping here, you pull it out some to give that, so it's able to get where it's supposed to go. So now we're ready to get those little Phillips screws back in, down here, right there, and right there. Okay, I just got those two Phillips screws back in place. Now this piece is in as it should be. And let's see here. The next piece would be, let's get this little piece down here back on. So you can rotate it down like this. It's more easy that way. And this little piece right here, just rotate this thing down like that. And in that position, you can get this thing to slide and snap into place on it. And okay, I'm going to use my wrench and get these bolts snugged up good. And when I get these bolts snugged up good, then we're ready to get this piece back in here. Okay, I just got my bolt snugged up good. Now I'm going to grab this little piece here and get this piece slid back into place. So I'm actually going to work my way, get it back behind the seatbelt there, and from this lower end here, right here on this lower end, I'm going to focus getting this end into place and work my way from this end. And you can see that hole in the metal there and that little plastic keeper that pops in that hole. So I'm going to start my way right here, and as it starts going as it should, basically everything else will just find its place, and you just kind of give it a little push and it pops into place. So here we go. Okay, I just successfully got that little plastic keeper to find its little hole there. And same thing as above, down here you have these little things here. So you just want to pull your stripping out of the way so that this thing can get in there in the position it needs to be in, because the stripping is actually going to, when this is all the way in place, the stripping is going to grab that little thing there and help hold that all into place. Same thing right there and right there, just as it did up high. So now that we've got this one popped into place, the rest of it should naturally find its spot. So I'm just kind of pushing and the top definitely clicked into place. And I got to see this one go in and it popped in. And on the front side, I can see here, yes, it did. It popped into place. There it is right there. So now these little ears on this side and as well as the other side, and this weather stripping, when it gets back into place, holds those ears into place. So this piece is popped back into place. So this back weather stripping, I can start pushing it back into place. So that's what I'm gonna do now, is start at the top. Start here at the top and get that all back into place and work my way down. Okay, that is it back into place, and all I did was start at the top and push it back into place. And now this one's all good and done. So now on this front side, same thing. This stripping that I have going across the top of the car, I will literally start right here and work my way from here all the way down. Okay, I just started right here and got that pushed all back into place. So now that stripping is all in good, and all of this is all in good, and now there's just this last piece. And with this last piece here, it has these little plastic keepers that hold it in place right there and right there and right there, and they just fit inside them holes. So as I do this, I'm kind of guiding this top piece here. I'm kind of guiding that and lining up these little plastic tabs on the bottom at the same time. Okay, this little plastic tongue that's on it right there, that goes right inside that little metal clip right there. It just slides in there. It just slides right inside that little tongue. That little tongue right there is just gonna slide right in that gap where that little metal right there is just gonna slide right in there. And I'll be watching that and this first little plastic going into this first little hole. Okay, so just guiding that little tongue into that little gap there. And now down here, just lining up that hole with that little plastic keeper. And then just a swift little like that, and pops it back into place. There's another one right here, and another one right here. And just push down nice and good and confirm that everything is in good. And it is. So yes, there we go. Okay, well, for anybody this video may help, well, good luck out there. Bye.